we've been talking a lot about the actual buying process, right? Which starts with the first impression. Remember, look like a pro, act, sound, and think like a pro. Then the greeting, welcome to, my name is, and you are. Remember, get the quick yes and the either or question. And then we talked about building rapport, no like, no sale. Remember that? The who, what, where, when, why. Those are the 5 W's. Don't forget those and start practicing them. I'll tell you what, they'll even help you in your personal life. And then investigation was asking the question and supplying the answer so that we get them on the right car. See, so now what we can do is we can leave the buying process and we could start going to the selling process. Now, if you screw up those first 4 steps, you're going to need a lot of duct tape here to keep your sale together. It's like you're going to have to tape things together. And duct tape works on what? Everything. Well, we're not going to depend on duct tape. Okay, we're depending on real skills. And where the money is made in this business, believe it or not, it's during the presentation. And for the most part, the presentation disappeared a long time ago. I was a Honda walk-around champion, 1994. That was like Back to the Future, wasn't it? And I used to practice my walk around every single day because I was going to do it 3, 4, 5 times a day. And then on a Saturday, you guys, gals know, you can be doing it 6, 7 times, right? And you always want to make sure that you do a fantastic job on the presentation. A couple keys on the presentation I want you to remember. One is the key to a good presentation is enthusiasm. One, you got to have good enthusiasm. 2, you need to have extremely good product knowledge. Extremely good product knowledge. George White said, well, if you don't know what you're talking about, that's where you lose your enthusiasm, your faith, and your customer picks up on it quickly. Think about it. How many times have you went out to buy something, had money in your pocket, and you were over at an electronics store, and the guy just didn't know what he was talking about, and you're like, I didn't know what he's talking about, right? And there's no credibility being built or developed, and you just leave until you find somebody that knows their product. So you want to make sure that you know your product. Make sure that you the car is completely ready to go. It's clean. It's gassed up. You have them on the right vehicle. And then here's the key: how many of you know a product presenter who sells he's an expert at product presentation, but only sells about 6, 8 cars a month? If so, raise your hand. Right? These guys could bring you right down to like the micrometer measurement of like a nuts and bolts in a vehicle. And you're like, I don't need to know all that stuff, buddy. I just need to know a certain percent of the vehicle to get excited. Let me share this fact. Don't ever forget this. Most customers only want to know 20% of the vehicle. Most customers only want to know 20% of the vehicle. So present their hot buttons, not your hot buttons. And how do you find out what their hot buttons are? Remember, besides the price, what are the 2 most important features to you when it comes to purchasing or considering? When somebody says comfort and economy, come back and say, well, why is comfort and economy important to you? So what you want to find out is the purpose behind the hot button. In other words, what excites them. Now, a couple other tips on the presentation. You want to find out how people bought their last car. Like, why did they buy that car? So go back in history a little bit and say, when you folks bought your last car or your last truck, what were some of the features that you just had to have? Well, we wanted to make sure that we had, comfort and dependability. Okay. And I know you folks said that you've been researching. So what 2 features today are going to be the most important features to you, when it comes to purchasing or considering a vehicle? For now, it's going to be safety and it's going to be comfort. And then, of course, you come back and say, okay, why are those important to you? Now, eventually, you got to tell people that you're going to take them over to the vehicle now that you selected it, and you're going to spend 5 or 6 minutes doing the walk around. Now, some of you might be saying that takes too long. Well, okay, are you selling 20 or 30 cars a month right now? I mean, if you are, just keep doing what you're doing. If you're not, something's wrong. And most likely, it's the presentation. Call your manager right now and have them watch this. Just take the phone over to him right now and say, boss, I need you to watch this guy. And I guarantee you, watch what I'm going to say. I'm going to look at him and say, Mr. Manager, how important is it to do a walk around? How important is it to really know your product and have good product knowledge? How important is it to know your competitor's product? And how often daily should your guys practice their walk around? And I guarantee you, he's going to agree with me. The sale is made during the presentation and the demonstration. Don't ever forget that. Customers only want to know 20% of the vehicle. And then what I want you to tell your customer is, folks, we're going to take about 5-6 minutes, and I'm going to show you the best features that you are really interested in. So give me that time. Come on over here. Now, when you do the presentation, what I highly recommend is move the car from the other cars so the car becomes a star. Move the car away from all the other cars so it's you, it's the customer, the spotlight is on the car where you get the customer excited, where they're licking the paint off the car. They're so excited. They're like saying, I just want to buy it. I just want to buy it. I'll pay sticker because it's quicker. Could you imagine doing a presentation like that? That presentation would go viral on YouTube. You'd probably get 2 million hits, and all the competitors would be calling you saying, could you teach my salespeople how to do a walk around? You'd be interested in that, wouldn't you?